What's up, guys? Welcome back to Almost Functional. Continuing with our revisiting the indexes, we're about to jump into the Dark Angels. Uh, so basically, their army rules oath at the moment, just like most of the Marines, or well, all the Marines. But their detachment is Unforgiven Task Force. Uh, I don't see any restrictions on what they can take, like some have. So it looks like they have access to everything in the Marine Index, whether they take this task force or theirs, or this task force or the Gladius. They have Grim Resolve. While Astartes unit from your army is Battle Shock, chain the objective control characteristics of the models to 1 instead of 0. That's okay. When we first read through the indexes, I thought that was going to be amazing, but Battle Shock really isn't the big deal we thought it would be. Um, and then here's their stratagems. Unforgiven Fury. When a depth starters unit from your army has not been selected to shoot or fight until the end of the phase, lethal hits. If one or more adaptive starters units from your army are currently battle shocked until the end of the phase, each time a model unit makes an attack successfully unmodified hit roll of 5 plus scores a critical hit. Alright, so if one of your units is battle shocked, it does, and it's not going to be the unit you use this on because you can't use strats on, but basically you lethal hit on fives. Armor contempt. That's in pretty much all the Marines that I've seen. Then they get intractable in your movement phase. Until the end of the turn, you can shoot and declare a charge even if you fell back. So basically, give your unit tactical doctrine. Fire discipline. When your friend has not shoot until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by models in that unit have assault, heavy, and ignore cover. Uh, Alright, that's nice. I mean, these two don't go together. If you stay stationary, you're going to get +1 to hit, and if you advance, you're able to shoot, and then you gain ignore cover either way. So it's just a flexible strat. I like that. Like Grim Retribution, when depth of strategy unit from your army that one or more models destroyed as a result of attacking units attack. You can shoot if you're shooting phase, but must target the enemy unit that just attacked. Alright, so if you lose a model to your opponent's shooting, the unit that just lost the model can shoot back at the unit that just shot them. That's okay. We've seen that ability other places with less restrictions. Uh, when your opponent's phase, after enemy units into charge move, one of your units from the engagement range, -1 damage. So you can give one of your units -1 damage. This is at the end of the charge phase, so it's not at the start of the fight phase, so that's interesting there, because if they charge multiple units, you have to choose which one to put this on before they declare attacks. Um, if they only engage with one unit, then it doesn't matter if you know you're going to want to pop this. But also, it'd matter if someone has like sweeps or big attacks. You pop this, then they would know which one they want to use. So you kind of have to show your hand a little bit here with this, whereas a lot of them are when you're targeted. Uh, so it's kind of, I'm not sure why they did that to that, but makes it a little less efficient. Then their enhancements, we have Shroud of Heroes. First time a bear is destroyed on a d6, they get back up on a 2. Closest possible where they were, with 3 wounds remaining. If the bear was battle shocked and was destroyed, it is instead returned with its full wounds remaining. So actually, there's a couple things in here where if you have stuff battle shocked, it's better for you. We've got the Heavenfall Blade. Add one to the attack, strength, and damage characteristics of the bear's melee weapons. While his bearer is battle shocked, add 2 to the stack, strength, and damage character. This is dumb. Like, it's making you want to be battle shocked. Like, and you can't choose. Like, these just random stuff happens. Like, a lot of times, like, if you're in a certain doctrine, or if you kill a character, or kill stuff you can intentionally try to do, like, you can't try to battle shock yourself. You have to be in the situation where you take the battle shock, and most of the time, the bonuses you gain aren't going to be worth being battle shocked, losing the strats and your OC. Although you will only be you still be OC1. It's just weird. A stubborn tenacity. Well, the bear is leading unit. Models in that unit make the attack. Add 1 to the hit if it's below starting strength, and 1 to the wound if it's battle shocked as well. And then Penitent of Remembrance, Blade Guard Ancient, Premier Ancient, Terminator Ancient. While the Bear's leading unit, they have a 6-up Feel No Pain. If they're Battle Shocks, they have a 4-up Feel No Pain. This, just, I don't know, to me, this whole Battle Shock thing is dumb. I think you just take Gladius. It's just more consistent, especially competitive play. I prefer stuff that's consistent and I can rely on, plan on, and do when I want. Not, oh, I hope my guys get Battle Shock so I get these extra bonuses. So we have Azrael. He's got Lion's Wrath, Anti-Infantry 4, Devastating Wounds, Strength 8, Neg 3, 2 damage. And at 12 inches, he's going to be 3 shots. That's solid. Sword of Secrets, Devastating Wounds, Strength 6, Neg 4, 2 damage. Then he gets, while his leading unit, weapons and models unit have sustained hits 1. That's pretty nice. Gain a command phase if you have him. That's really nice. Alright, so these are decent profiles. These are pretty good rules. Models in the Bear's unit have a 4 invul save. In addition, once per battle, at any time, the bear can summon a Watcher in the Dark. When it does, until the end of the phase, models of the Bear's unit have a Feel No Pain 4+ ability against mortal wounds. Alright, so I really like Azrael. Like, Azrael looks pretty strong. Blade Guard, Stern Guard seem like the best. I know a lot of Dark Angels players have Hell Blasters because they've always had bonus stuff for Plasma. I didn't notice anything in the rules to help them with Plasma in the index, so I'm not sure if I take them right now. Hopefully when they get their codex, they'll get something cool like that again, like Weapons of the Dark Age or whatever it was called. But same with Blade Guard or Stern Guard, I could see some play there. Here's Belial. Uh, he has Massacre of Stormbolter, the Sword of Silence, 6 attacks, neg 2 damage. Neg 4, alright, so it's 2 less AP. I knew it was very similar to Azrael's weapon, but it's precision. That's nice though. While leading a unit, each time this model makes an attack, while this model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, if a critical is scored, it has precision. Oh, that's pretty nice. Each time a melee attack is allocated to this model after attacking model's unit has finished making its attack, roll 1d6 to a maximum of 6 per attacking unit. For each 2+, the attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound. Alright, each time a melee attack is allocated to this model. Alright, so every time they allocate a wound to him, or an attack to him, after they finish, you roll a d6 for each one to a maximum of 6. That's nice. I mean, unless they have precision, they're not targeting him if you have him in the middle of a unit, but if it does get down to that point, throwing out some extra mortals. Because it doesn't say he has to survive, so even if they take him down, maybe you finish off a unit with you or something. That's cool. I like Azrael a little better than Belial, but Belial is still nice profile. He can join all the Terminator squads, which they have a lot of options for. Samael, here's your Raven Wing guy. Mastercrafted Plasma Cannon. That's not bad. Strength 8, neg 3, 2 damage. D3 shots blast. Raven Sword, sustained hits 2. Strength 6, neg 3, 2 damage. So all these weapons have been Strength 6, 2 damage, 6 attacks. The only thing that's changed is the AP. While his leading unit, the unit is able to shoot and declare charge a turn which is advanced. Cut off their escape. Each time an enemy unit, excluding monsters and vehicles, within engagement range of this model's unit is selected to fall back. Models in that unit must take a desperate escape test, as if their unit was battle shocked when doing so. If the enemy unit is also battle shocked, subtract 1. Alright, so these force people to potentially lose models when they run away from you. He joined Bikes, Outriders, Raven Wing Black Knights, Raven Wing Command Squad. I would guess Black Knights or Command Squad. Black Knights are really nice. I've always liked them. But yeah, if you're running Raven Wing, Samael's always a decent option. Then we got Ezekiel. He's got Mind Wipe, which is Devastating Wounds, Precision Psychic. And what's the difference? So the profile stays the same. He just gains anti-character 4+. All he gains is anti-character 4+ if he pumps it up. Devastating Wounds, Psychic Precision. Yeah, so he becomes hazardous to wound characters on a 4+. It's strength 6, so I guess if you're hitting a strength 7 or higher character. Oh no, you're doing it for the mortals. Alright, so if you want to try to mortal a character to death with your one attack, so you got a 50-50 shot of doing a mortal. I don't know. Of doing D6 mortals, but then you got a chance to roll that one. I'm not sure if that's worth it to, because he's only 4 wounds. You roll at one of the hazards, now he's down to 1 wound. I think you just shoot this at -2 and just hope the character fails their save, because the damage and stuff doesn't change. So Trader's Bane, Anti-Chaos, 2+, Psychic, Strength 6, -2, D3 damage. Alright, so they finally changed the damage and the attacks, but the strength stayed the same. While it's leading a unit, Miles unit have a 4 up against psychic attacks. That's just the standard psychic hood ability. In your shooting phase, you can select one enemy with an 18. That enemy unit must take a battle shock test. It's in your shooting phase. If this isn't like the opponent's command phase or something, we could possibly force him to lose an objective. That'd be a lot stronger. Yeah, a lot of these battle shock abilities that happen in your turn just aren't what we thought they were going to be. With as much as they hyped battle shock up, it just doesn't seem to really affect games that much. Then Book of Salvation, while it's leading a unit, add one of the attack characteristics of melee weapons equipped by models in that unit. When this model is destroyed, each friendly Depth of Stardies unit within 6 inches must take a battle shock test. Alright, so he gives +1 attack to everybody in his unit. Alright, that's not bad. Let's see who we can join that has combat. Veterans, Vanguards. So none of these, like, so he's got okay profile, but none of these are worth taking. So I don't think you bring Ezekiel. Asmodai, Blades of Reason, Strength 4, 1 damage, Anti-Character 2+, and then he has his Crozius, so he gets to swing both because this is extra attacks. While it's leading unit, each time making an attack, you can reroll a hit roll. I think this is just the standard Chaplain ability. Feared Interrogator. At the start of the fight phase, each enemy character unit within 6 of this model must take a battle shock test, subtracting 1 from that test when they do. In addition, each time this model destroys an enemy character model with a melee attack, you gain 1 CP. So this makes enemy characters within 6 take a battle shock test. Once again, not that great, but if you do kill a character with him specifically, not his unit, you can gain a CP. That's okay. But once again, nothing great to use. Yeah, his profile's okay, and the units he can join aren't good, so I don't think you bring Asmodai. Then your regular Talon Master, Twin Assault Cannon, Twin Heavy Bolter. You choose between the two. I think it's a power weapon. Right, he doesn't have both. No, he has both. Alright, so that's not bad. So that's decent amount of shooting coming out of him. Was within 3 of one or more friendly Adeptus mounted or fly vehicles. He has lone operative. Alright, so that's cool. So you don't necessarily have to put him in his own unit. While friendly Adeptus Stardies mounted or Adeptus Stardies fly vehicle within 6 of this model, ranged weapons they have ignore cover. Ooh, that's really nice. Once per turn, when an enemy unit ends a normal, advance, or fallback within 9 of this model, if that model is not within engagement range, when we're in units, this model can make a normal 9-inch move. Alright, so enemy gets near him, you can just basically move out of charge range, move out of rapid fire range or something. So that's nice. Move on to an objective, whatever you want to do. Move over where he gets lone operative. They get him outside of 12. He's lone operative if you get him near stuff. That's a really nice ability for him. It's only for him though, so if he's with a unit, I guess he could still move, but the rest of the unit wouldn't be able to. Oh, he has the leader keyword, but doesn't say he can join anything. Maybe he can't join anything. Maybe that's just a typo. It says leader, but he doesn't lead anything. Alright, so I'm guessing he can't lead a squad. Leader just got put in there by accident, maybe. Then we got Lazarus, Enmity's Edge, Strength 6, Neg 3, 2 damage. So the same as the Talon Master, I believe. Or not Talon Master, Samael. Intractable Will. While this model's leading unit, each time model unit is destroyed by a melee attack, basically get a 4-up fight on death. Then he has a 3-up Feel No Pain against Psychics and Mortals. That's cool. Doesn't confer to his unit, but that's nice for him. Alright, Blade Guard. So he's someone who can actually join a decent unit. So I like him in a Blade Guard unit. He's got decent attacks. That gives them fight on death. You could put him on Stern Guard, but then the fight on death isn't really as good, and you're not trying to get him into melee. So if you're running him, I think you put him in a Blade Guard squad. So Talon Master looks nice. He looks fine. Just a Deathwing Strike Master. You can take the Mace of Absolution. Let's see. While this model's leading unit, they have lethal hits. Each time this model makes an attack that targets any units below half strength, add 1 to the hit roll and 1 to the wound roll. Can join all these Deathwing units. So if you're running Deathwing, you put him in one of the squads. Can't join the Knights, it looks like, so probably just regular Deathwing Terminators, because I think the command squads are small. And then you throw Belial in with the Deathwing Knights, and they got two pretty beefy Deathwing units. Here's the Deathwing Command Squad. They are 1, 2, 3. Oh no, they can go up to 10-man. I guess I always see everybody run them smaller. Did you used to be able to run them as 2-mans? I think I remember people running them in like 2 or 3-mans before. But that may be something they lost in after 9th edition. So pretty standard Terminator loadouts, except they have access to the Halberd of Caliban, which gives them precision. Strength 6, Neg 2, 2 damage, 5 attacks. That's not bad. While they have an Apothecary in the command phase, you can turn 1 destroyed model, excluding characters. While they have an Ancient, you add 1 to the objective control. While this unit contains a company champion, add 1 to advance and charge rolls made for this unit, and can target with the Organ Invention for 0 CP. So if you put a company champion there, they get +1 to advance and charge. Well, they come with them while he's still alive, and they can Heroic Intervention for 0 CP. So they come with an Ancient, Apothecary Champion, and 2 regular Terminators. They come as a 5-man, and you can add 5 more guys to take them up to a 10-man. Every 5 can take a heavy weapon. So the rest of this looks like pretty standard for what you can do with Terminators. Deathwing Terminators. They can take plasma cannons. The rest of this looks like regular Terminator loadout. Each time mouse attack. Alright, so they have the can't modify their stuff and +1 against Oath target, like most of the Terminators do. So this is just, I guess maybe the access to the plasma cannon is the special thing about them being Deathwatch or Deathwing. Because I'm not sure if I didn't really see any strats or anything that triggered off of Deathwing, or any of the character abilities that specifically triggered off of Deathwing. It does just let you take more Terminator squads. You could take 3 5-mans of these, 3 5-man assault, 3 5-man regular Terminator, 3 5-man command. I mean, obviously you're going to run out of points, but they just have the options of taking just all Terminators. Deathwing Knights. They have Flail of the Unforgiven, which is devastating wounds, Strength 6, Neg 2, 2 damage. And then the Mace is Strength 6, Neg 1, 3 damage. So they're Neg 1 damage all the time. That's really nice. Once per battle, they can get the 4 Feel No Pain against mortals. Actually, Deathwing Knights seem pretty strong, especially with Thousand Suns and stuff out there. There's lots of people that could do mortals. This is nice, and the Neg 1 damage is always nice, and they come in at 4 wounds just naturally. Probably because they have the shield built in to their profile, but they're just all 4 wounds. And any unit from the regular Marine book that can join Terminators can join them, so like regular Terminator Captains, Terminator Librarians, stuff like that. Then we get the Ravenwing Command Squad. They get the Plasma Talons like the Black Knights, Black Knight Combat Weapon. Apothecary can bring back a unit. Banner gives them +1 OC. Company champion. Alright, so these same abilities as in the regular command squad, just their own bikes. And they can take between just those 3 guys, or they can add 3 Ravenwing Knights. So basically it's a 3 to a 6-man squad. Then we got the Ravenwing Black Knights. They have the Plasma Talons and the Black Knight combat weapon. Plasma Talons are nice. Each time this unit selected fight, if it made a charge move this turn until the end of the phase, melee weapons get anti-monster 4 and anti-vehicle 4. Oh, that's nice because you can run these in what? 3 to 6 mans? So you have 9 to 18 attacks, strength 5, -2, 1 damage, but wounding vehicles and monsters on 4s. You got Oath Up. That really just changes your efficiency into monsters. That's not bad. I kind of like that. But I've always liked Black Knights. So this is a really nice unit. If you're running Ravenwing, or even if you're just running Dark Angels, take a unit of these. I think they play well. The Dark Shroud, well, the friendliest units within 6. They have the stealth ability, and each time a range attack targets that unit. So you get stealth and cover just for being within 6 of this. That's pretty nice. I'm assuming it confers it to itself. So it's only T8 10 wounds, so it's not super hard to kill. But it's either protecting you or people are going to try to kill it first. So I don't know if you bring it, but I can see an argument for it. I don't hate it. Then we got the Landspeeder Vengeance. So you got once per turn in your opponent's shooting phase, friendly adept destroys unit within 6 of this model is destroyed. You can use this ability, not when it is self-destroyed. After the attacking unit is finished making its attacks, this model can shoot it through your shooting phase. Remember, closing the attacks and only target that enemy unit, and only if it's an eligible target. Alright, so another shoot back ability that can only target that specific enemy unit. And he has Heavy Bolter replaced with Assault Cannon. Alright, so he chooses one of these 2, but then he gets the Plasma Storm Battery. That's actually not a bad loadout. That's actually interesting. He might be worth putting on the table, see what he does. So if you have the Landspeeder Vengeance, you want to run Dark Angels, he's got decent move. Yeah, I'd probably give him a try, especially in Gladius. You advance and shoot with him, like, you'll get some places. Then we got the Dark Talon, the Rift Cannon, D3 +1, Strength 16, -4, 3 damage, Blast, Devastating Wounds. That's not horrible. That's pretty nice, actually. Then the Hurricane Bolter, just lots of shots. 12 shots if you get within 24 inches. Twin linked. Once per battle, after you end a normal move, you can select one unit, excluding aircraft, you moved over. The unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. You must roll 1d6. On a 1 to 3, that unit cannot advance or fall back in your opponent's next movement phase. On a 4 to 6, that unit must remain stationed. Oh, wow. That's really nice. Okay, I really like the Dark. I said earlier, I'm not big on the flyers of this edition. He's got decent damage output, but this... I mean, you probably got to use it early because it's probably not hard to kill, but... This works on anything. You can use this on a knight. You can use this on custodes. You can use this on anything. Like, that's pretty cool. Alright, so I really like the Dark Talon. That's a really nice ability. Then we got the Nephilim Jet Fighter. Yeah, decent weapon options, good shots. Each time the range attack targets this model, subtract 1 from the hit roll. If the attack was made by a model that can fly, subtract 1 from the rune roll as well. Alright, that's cool. I'm not sure what his points are, but he's got decent weapon options. So some of these flyers in the Dark Angel, I'm actually not hating as much as I did some of the other ones. Because they're the smaller flyers, they're a little easier to hide. Then we got Lionel Johnson. Decent shots, good combat. Like, everybody knows a lot about what he does. So you get to choose one of these each turn. Once per turn, your opponent targets unit from their army with a stratagem, but before the stratagems are resolved, if that unit's within 12 of this model, you gain a CP, and they must take a battle shock test. If it's failed, in addition to that unit being battle shocked, the stratagem effects are not resolved, but they still have to pay for it. And they can't use it again because the council is being used. That's really, I mean, it's situational, so you gotta be within 12 inches, but if you can pull that off, that's really nice. Then Martial Exemplar, will friendly units within 6. Each time a model unit makes a melee attack, add 1 to hit. +1 to hit in melee. Friendly unit within 6 of this model. They have a 4 field and playing against mortals. Alright, these aren't as strong as Gilliman's rules, but they are nice. They're all more situational. But I think he hits a little harder than Gilliman, so he doesn't buff quite as well with these, but he does more on his own, I think. He has Deep Strike and Fights First. Oh, that's really nice. Then Emperor's Shield. Each time attack targets this model, subtract 1 from the wound roll. In addition, each time a melee attack is allocated to this model, an unmodified saving throw of 6, the attack unit suffers 1 mortal wound after it's finished making its attack. Yeah, that's really nice. And then while this model's within 3 inches of one or more friendly Sturge units against Lone Operative. Alright, so I like him. He's not as buffy as Gilliman, but he's more punchy. So they just fulfill different roles. But these abilities, when you can pull them off, I think are... So these aren't as reliable, but if you pull this one off, it's pretty devastating. And that's it for the Dark Angels. Definitely some cool stuff in there. I think it still run some decent Ravenwing or Deathwing specific armies. But just with Gladius and the stuff, you can mix them with regular Marines, and I think you can build a pretty efficient force you can do pretty well with. So yeah, so pretty impressed with the Dark Angels. There's definitely a couple units in there I really, really liked. But that's it for now, and I will catch you guys next time.